A very good morning to all. Let's begin with the topic constraints on American power or constraints on American hegemony. Now, it has always been mentioned even in the history that empires decline. Even if a country is the most powerful one, it has its constraints. It has always been over there in the history that even the biggest empire could not sustain permanently. So when we talk about US hegemony, of course it has its constraints, which was not, like I must say that, which was not at all into practice. None of these constraints seem to operate in the years following 9/11. Whatever America did after this episode of 9/11, whatever constraints, the three constraints which are over there on American hegemony, which I will be discussing in my this lecture only, they were none of them was operational after the episode of 9/11. However, that is very important, that is very much important that we discuss these constraints, because it has always been over there in the record, or it has always been over there in the history, that even if a country or even if an empire was the most powerful one, it had its decline and it had its limitations over its power. And exactly the same thing is over there with America also. Let's talk about the first constraint on American hegemony. The first, initial two constraints. There are three constraints on American hegemony. The first one is the institutional architecture of American government itself. The second constraint is the American power is also domestic in nature. And the third one is NATO. When we talk about the first two constraints on American hegemony, they are totally domestic in nature. The first constraint is the institutional architecture of American state itself. That is federation. That is federal state of the government. American government is such that power is not centralized. American constitution, it is clearly mentioned in the American constitution that power is divided into three sets. Power will be divided into three sets, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. So power is totally divided. It is a typically federal system which is very much helpful in controlling the misuse of American hegemony, because it is like the power is divided into three branches, and whenever there is some irrelevant or any limitless execution of power by the executive, that is the president of America, always judiciary is over there, always legislature is over there, which can control over it. And there are a number of examples. Even when we talk about this Trump government only, there are a number of examples which we can discuss, like when we talk about the control of legislature, or when we talk about the control of judiciary on the execution of the limitless power of American president, that is executive. Now let's talk about the second constant on American power. It is also domestic in nature, and that stems from the open nature of American society. It is actually a very good thing and very much surprising as well, because they come from the most powerful country of the world. Even then, American public or American politics is a highly democratic one. It is the basic constraint on American hegemony lies in the open nature of American public. It lies in the open nature of American press. Though no doubt, when we talk about the nature of American press, time to time there are number of examples which show that American press has always shown a particular perception regarding a particular matter. But still there is a deep skepticism regarding the purposes and the methods of the government in American political culture. Whenever any decision is taken by the executive, whenever any decision is taken by the American government, American public or American press will be the first one to question, which is actually very surprising. But at the same time, it is very much helpful for the rest of the world, and it is very much healthy for everybody, for every other country other than America, because this openness of American public, this openness of American press, it plays the role of a very strong constraint on American hegemony. It plays a very important control over the limitless power of American government. Now, other than these, like, the first two constraints on American hegemony, they are domestic in nature. Meaning to say that there is no other organization outside America, or there is no other country outside America which can challenge American power. So far its military is concerned, so far its economy is concerned, and so far the influence of its culture is concerned. But there is just one organization in the world, that is the third constraint on the US, that is perhaps the most important one. Only and only organization in the world which can have some control over the limitless power of the US, that is NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That is the one. NATO is the only organization which can possibly moderate the exercise of American power today. And of course, America is the country which has always played a very important heed to the suggestions given by the countries of NATO, because these countries of the NATO, the most powerful ones of the West, they have always, because America knows it very well that these countries plays an important role, an enormous, it is, even in the interest of America itself, that if America keeps an alliance with the most powerful democracies with the most powerful economies of the world. Because all the member states of the NATO, they are the most powerful, most of the countries, they come from Western Europe. So the most powerful, in terms of military, in terms of economy, the most powerful ones. And America finds it very much beneficial for itself when, it plays quite an important, it pays quite an important heed to the suggestions which are given by the member states of the NATO. And that is the reason there has not been a fully fledged war between Iran and America. No doubt there has always been, the relationship between Iran and America. It cannot be called a good one. There are a number of examples, whatever happened with the, this military general, and there were number of demonstrations on the land of Iran, and whatever happened. But still NATO is the one which is able to influence the views of America. So far, invading a country is concerned, so far using a weapon is concerned. Other than these two constraints, that is the institutional architecture of the state of America itself, and the open nature of American press and public itself, other than these two domestic constraints, the third constraint, which is a very important one, which comes from outside America, that is NATO. NATO is the only organization which can influence the decision of America. So these are the three constraints on American hegemony. Thank you.